Looks like we got Bandit's Best. Welcome, Bandit. Totally awesome video. Oh, he's doing. Oh, that's annoying. Not what Bandit said. He's going totally awesome video games. You got it. Yep, I got the reference. Yeah, jerk it right, jerk it left. I'm assuming. I don't remember all the lyrics, but yeah, I got the reference. Thank you. Yeah, I think the opening credits is probably the best part of joysticks, but oh, okay, could be right. Jerk it right, work it left. It's very possible. Bandit says that movie has some charm. He likes it. Well, there you go. I mean, pretty much, unless you're doing something really sleazy, like if it's early '80s, it's just going to automatically have some kind of level of charm. Maybe not Maniac. I think, well, Maniac might even have a little bit of that 1980s charm, William Lustig's Maniac. Be nice if the chat stayed on the screen. It fades away, and then when I press to look at it, it shows this annoying welcome to live chat thing, and then I gotta scroll down. Jesus. Oh well, life could be worse. Got the Bandit anyway. Welcome, Bandit. Or Bandits, I guess I should say. On this Saturday night, April 19th, I believe, 2025. First live stream of the the year. Was just doing a fire and got decent way into it, and I'm like, let's see if anyone shows up. I haven't done a live stream in a bit. Let's see if anyone shows up. And someone showed up. Looks like the fire is really roaring there on the screen. Looks like we got 2 viewers. Welcome. Be nice if the chat stayed on the screen. Bandits says, okay, bud, take it easy. Just happened to see you streaming, popped in the thumb up. Well, thank you. Take it easy as well, and we'll catch you next time. A thumb always is appreciated. Admittedly, I don't say a whole hell of a lot when there's no one saying anything, but that's okay. Just chilling next to a spring fire. Looks like, oh, we had someone and we lost someone. Yeah, not sure how long we'll go. I'd say probably an hour for sure. I think I say the same thing every time. People end up showing up. If people don't, they don't. If they do, they do. Yeah, it's actually kind of chilly. I'm kind of further away from the fire than I should be because I don't like to have the phone too close. I don't want it to overheat. So as a result, I'm kind of cold, but we'll make it work. Looks like we've possibly got someone. Welcome to this April 2025 campfire, and they're gone. Video, live stream. I gotta have a quarter. Totally awesome video game. Yeah, I do. The more I think about it, even though I'm not like the biggest fan of William Lustig's Maniac, the more I think about it, I mean, I think it does, manage somehow, even though it's like the cesspool movie. I think it does even that manages to have the early 80s charm. Probably go for an hour, I would imagine. Maybe hang it up if we don't have any conversation. Pretty good. Be nice if chat just stayed on the screen though. It is going. Oh God. I meant to do that, yeah. Looks like we've got a viewer. Welcome to a live fire video. Got a pretty rip roaring. Looks like we've got another thumb. I can always use a thumb.
Ooh, good Lord.
Looks like we got Haggerty here. It's been a long time. I don't see, it says 0 people watching. Oh, there we go. There's one. We've got Haggerty. It's been a while. What's new with Haggerty? Haggerty sold the Miata and bought his sister's MADA 3, Mata 3. I don't know what a Mata 3 is. Oh, Mazda 3. Well, I hope you like the Mazda 3. I'm sure you wouldn't have bought it if you didn't. Is that 4-door? You might have 2 more doors if it's a 4-door. He says it's okay. He needed more space because he's trying to move soon and didn't want to tow the Miata. Holy Hannah. They're gonna just rent out the shed? Where the hell you moving? Yeah, towing the Miata wouldn't make sense, I guess. Plus, if you've had it for a number of years, maybe you've had enough of it. I don't want to speak for you, but Haggerty's just finishing up selling most of his stuff on eBay and packing whatever fits in that car and roof rack / cargo box. He got it for it and just leaving somewhere out west. He doesn't know yet. Okay. Yikes. He doesn't know. Just pull up the stakes and get in the Mazda 3 and does that have 4 doors? And get on the road again. He says, yeah, it's a sedan, 4 doors. Okay. You got twice the amount of doors that the Miata had. It's like a normal size car, like the size of a Civic, he says. Okay. Just gonna pick up and head on out. Yeah, I was just doing a fire and it occurred to me it's been a while since I did a live stream, so I thought, why not get the old live stream going and see if anyone shows up. So I'm doing it. So that's what I'm doing. Just popped out to check the battery. I think it kind of just cuts from one area or one spot to the other spot when I pop out to check the battery. Haggerty says it's nice not feeling like he's going to die every time he drives his car though, but he misses the Miata, but it's just not the right car for where I'm at in life now. That's for sure. And plus, like I said, you know, I imagine you got to enjoy it for several years and perhaps when you get to where you're going, you can pick one up or something. Haggerty, Haggerty only bought his sister's car because it was a good deal, or he wouldn't have bought the car. He was looking for a smaller SUV, like a Jeep Patriot or Compass or Honda CR-V with all-wheel drive. Yeah, SUVs are pretty handy. Haggerty says, what was the movie you did that video on the other day? He would never have guessed, but was curious. Was it that newer movie you liked a lot, Slasher? I can't remember the name. In a Violent Nature, you mean? Yeah, if it's In a Violent Nature, I mean, that thing I really like. Was that the one you're talking about? Yeah. Oh, oh, I really like that. I really like that one. Yep, that was the one. It's so unlike most movies. So I just really, yeah, I'd be curious to know what you'd think of it. I'm assuming you haven't seen it. Curious to know what you think of it. But yeah, it's just so different. That's why, and plus it's right up my alley, woods, killing. Only bummer about it is like the women in it really aren't that good looking, but you gotta expect that these days. Oh, Haggerty saw it. It wasn't his cup of tea. He liked the kills or some of them, but the rest of the movie wasn't for him. Okay, well, that's what most people think about it. Haggerty says that arcade game I played looked interesting that I made a video about the other day. Huh. Wonder which one you're referencing. You mean just playing the the latest arcade video, like the 70s old gunslinger video game? Maybe that's what. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's back in probably we looked it up after the fact. I think it's from mid to late 70s. Yeah, before video games were color, and a lot of the stuff like Space Invaders and stuff were just black and white. And in the, with the case of that game, I can't remember the name of it at the moment, but it was the old thing where it was like reflected in the screen, so it's like the and in the background is actually this manufactured like plastic color background. So then, just like with Space Invaders, it's reflected in the screen, and it looks like the action is happening kind of three-dimensionally. Those games were really cool. Yeah, it's crazy. We went to that arcade in last June, I think, and I'm there. We had videos to last nearly a year. I'm close to running out of them, but it's not gonna they're not gonna last last quite a year, but almost. Haggerty says he's assuming you have an arcade you go to near me. How much do they want for those games to play them? Uh, yeah, I think it's $20 a person for all day access, so you can go there when they open at whenever and stay there until they close if you want. So $20 a person and gets you just free play on any of the games, as long as they're open for that day. And you can, you get the little wrist, the paper wrist thing, and you can even go somewhere and come back that day or whatever. You don't have to stay there. So like the $20 is good for all day that day. So, it's not horrible. I mean, that's why we've got so many videos, because we stayed there for hours. Haggerty says, do they have any newer games or maybe stuff from the 90s? Yeah, if you look, I made a playlist for the arcade videos. So if you look on that, yeah, there's one of Beth and Amanda playing Mortal Kombat. I don't know what the hell it is, 3. But yeah, they have more 90s ones. A lot of fighter stuff, fighting games. I've never been a big fan of fighting games, so Beth and Amanda can play the fighting games. But yeah, they got some of that 90s fighting game stuff. Haggerty's got so many memories of 90s arcade games, going to the Jersey Shore as a kid and playing them. Oh man. Yeah, that must have been something. Yeah, I did arcades more in the, I guess, there was a period there where we were going in the late 80s. And then actually, I don't think I really went much once we rolled over into the 90s. I was living, I was living with my dad then and stuff, and yeah, I don't think I went much in the 90s, but there was a period there where I was going kind of a little bit off in towards the late 80s, and that's all of the majority of my, going to the video game arcade memories and stuff, playing stuff like, Space I mean, Spy Hunter and Elevator Action and Akari. I loved Akari Warriors. I don't know if they had that. I used to play Akari Warriors at a 7-Eleven. But yeah, yep, them memories, man. Those memories are sure great. Yeah, I know that Mortal Kombat was just this huge freaking runaway sensation, and I never understood, my acquaintances in the early 90s on Super Nintendo, they got Mortal Kombat, the Super Nintendo version, and would beat each other up, and I never got into the beat 'em up games, just like, stand there and fight, and whoever beats whoever up wins, it just never really interested me. Haggerty thought Street Fighter was better than Mortal Kombat, but none of them were my favorite type of games. What were your favorite type of games? Haggerty likes first-person shooting games and survivor horror games like Resident Evil. Okay. Yeah, that was more of the 90s thing, I guess. Yeah, that's true. Were you a fan of, I remember Doom was a big deal when it came out. Was that like mid-90s Doom? It seemed like it was mid-90s, early to mid-90s. Haggerty says a game he's not really into now but loved as a kid were those total war games where you control an entire army and command them. It was the coolest thing. Huh. Are you talking about on a PC? Because I know that they had all those on a PC, but I didn't necessarily know if they had them control an army game on at an arcade. Haggerty actually never liked games like Doom. Those fast-paced arena-type games he just never liked for whatever reason. He tried a few. Oh, okay. Yeah, PC. Total War, is that the name of one of them? Total War? Shogun Total War is the one Haggerty played. Hmm? Okay. but they have them set in different time periods. They have a Rome one, Napoleon, etc., etc. And he says the word time period loosely. All this stuff was just written in a book, and he can't verify it, but it makes for good fiction for games, he supposes. Well, yeah, that's true. Just because something's in a book doesn't make it necessarily real. Happy Easter. Haggerty says they made movies about this stuff, so it must be real. And people like react them out. So, yeah. And it was taught to us. Haggerty's a good student slash citizen. You got that right. Haggerty says, did I ever tell you I skipped over 60 days of high school between my junior and senior year? I graduated by one class, and it came down to the last paper in that class as well in order for me to pass. It rings a bell. You might have said something like that when back when we used to talk on the quote unquote phone or internet phone, the soon to be defunct Skype. That's sad. Yeah, it's possible you may have said something like that, or possible you never did. It's hard to remember. He goes on to say, so since I barely graduated and didn't pay attention, it makes sense I'm not gonna buy into most of what was taught. My mind was already blanking out at an early age. Why fight it now? Haggerty says it's crazy how much those early school years affect your life in hindsight. Yeah, that's true. I can remember probably into my 30s having nightmares about, being just a week away from graduation, and I skipped this one particular class for the past whole semester, and I'm wondering if I've got enough credit in that class to pass. Like, why would I if I hadn't been there the whole semester? But yeah, I had nightmares about being at the end of right close to graduation and being like, oh my God, I don't have enough, you know, I'm not doing well enough to graduate, or wondering like, oh, am I doing good enough to graduate, kind of thing. And I haven't luckily had those kind of nightmares for a while. Now they're just replaced with other scary nightmares. Oh, it's a bummer that our minds have to torment us. What's the deal with that? You can't even get solace in sleep sometimes. It's like your own mind has to torment the hell out of you. Haggerty thinks we talked about this, but have I ever, did I ever, but this is what he says, but did you ever have the nightmare where you thought you had to go back to school for another year? Those were the worst, and I wake up still thinking it was real. Well, I don't think I had that kind of nightmare about school. If I did, I don't remember it. I mean, I imagine the nightmares I've spoken about, it kind of goes without saying that, oh, in the nightmare, since I hadn't been to such and such class for the whole semester, I'm probably not going to graduate. Yeah, actually, now that I'm thinking out loud, yeah, I probably had nightmares of that ilk, like, oh, great, another school year. Or like, yeah, I've already done an extra year. Like, am I gonna have to do 2 extra years like this? Yeah, I think the more that I think about it, it's like I've had nightmares like that, where it's like I've already done an extra year, and in this extra year, do I have enough? Or am I gonna have to come back again? And it's like, I think like, where am I gonna draw the line? Like when I'm 30 and I'm gonna stop going to high school, I'm gonna drop out. Like if I don't graduate by the time I'm 30, tell you what, I'm just gonna drop out. Yeah, I hope all this talk doesn't give me these nightmares again. Haggerty says, now you have more Freddy chasing you nightmares. Yeah, you must have saw that video title. Yep, now I have, Freddy Krueger nightmares. Or Michael Myers from Halloween 6 just standing there in the Myers house. Like, that's even scary. But as I said in that video, the dream, you can be dreaming about something that's not scary, but the dream is in control of what you perceive as scary. I mean, you could have Mr. Rogers standing there. Well, that kind of is scary. You could have, anyway, just a bunny rabbit standing there. But if the dream wants you to be afraid of it, you're going to be afraid of it. Dreams can be, so crappy. Ugh. Haggerty hates how in a nightmare he feels fear he don't even feel in normal life. It's like he loses control of his fear response because in normal life he's numb to a lot of stuff people usually fear, but in dreams he might be gonna say more. He might gonna be say more. He was just say, oh, okay. He was just saying in dreams all that goes out the window and things he wouldn't fear he now fears. Yeah, that's what I exactly said. Like Michael Myers standing there in some room isn't the most scary thing in the world, but if your mind wants it to be, it'll make it. It like to control, yeah, what scares you. It's just so, it can be so, ugh. And like I say, it's, what does it mean that our minds do this to us? Ugh. Haggerty says, yeah, no one warned me. The real scary monster was the mind itself. Exactly. Oh, what the mind does to itself. That's a nice fire. Well, Haggerty gets the live stream to himself. Haggerty asks, where's Beth? Well, we might have started the fire together and she might have gotten tired and I might have then decided to start a live stream. Yeah, fires, among other things, make Beth sleepy. So, and then if we're just sitting here enjoying the fire in silence, then she'll say, "You're not talking, so I get sleepy." She says looking at a fire makes her sleepy. So I might have started the fire with Beth, and she may have gotten sleepy and might have left me by myself at the fire, and then I might have, well, I didn't, I for sure then I started a live stream. But all that other stuff might have happened. Live stream is happening for real. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, we do have Austin. Austin's in the house. Austin says, "Hey there, welcome, Austin." We've got now Haggerty's got some competition. Now I get to start talking about two completely different conversations. Austin didn't know I was on. Well, I wonder why. I paid CNN like $100,000 to broadcast a 10-second commercial that I was going to be on here. I guess they didn't broadcast it. I hope I get my money back. Oh yeah, Haggerty says something that's true. This channel is almost at 1,000 subscribers. I'd wager the way at the pace it's going that I'll easily be at 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, maybe even by June at this rate. So that's kind of cool. It only took almost 15 years, but you can't give up. Austin's watching Turkey Shoot from 1982. Ever seen that? I've never heard of it. Turkey Shoot. Is it a comedy about hunting? Austin pre-ordered the Beyond 4K set. The Beyond. I don't even know if I know what the hell that is. Looks like potentially 3 viewers. Welcome all. Yeah, that approaching 1,000. That's pretty exciting. And then I was thinking about it the other day. So once you hit 1,000, it's like you don't even see, like, on your channel, each incremental subscriber. So it'd be like, so I tried to figure it out the other day. So once you hit 1,000, then it's like you don't see anything until you hit like 100. Then it'll be like 1,000.1. Is that how it works? You probably can see it, your individual subscribers, on behind the scenes of your channel. But I'm like, oh my God, then I don't get to see, or no one else gets to see, like if I get 1,001, 1,002, it's not going to do that. It's going to go, you just see 1,000 until it hits 1,100. I think that might be how it works. Let me look back at the screen. Haggerty says, can you turn on ads at that point when you hit 1,000? I mean, I think it has to do with other things as well, like hours watched and stuff. So I don't think the 1,000. I don't know. I don't think I'd necessarily turn on ads anyway, because the amount of money I would make would be not even worth subjecting my viewers to that stuff. Like, you need to check a whole bunch of boxes to like monetize. I can't remember how many subscribers Haggerty's got. Does Haggerty have 1,000? Austin says Turkey Shoot is a dystopian sci-fi horror action film, kind of like Hunger Games, but R-rated. The Beyond is a famous, Lucio Fulci film. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think I can picture the cover art. Has a lot of gore in it. Well, of course, it's Fulci. Haggerty says they already put ads on videos, whether you get the money or not. Laugh out loud. Yeah, ones that a lot of times if they go over 100 or whatever, 100 views, they can decide whether or not to just throw ads on it. Yeah, that's so classy. Austin watched this slasher last night called Death Screams from 1982 and Island of Blood, 1982 as well. Okay. Oh, he says he watched those today. Oh, he watched Death Screams last night and Island of Blood today. Okay, yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of those, but 1982 was a good year. Oh, Haggerty's got 300 subscribers. Jesus, even with, you've got like some videos with a lot of views or something. Haggerty says probably 90% bots. I'll give yourself some credit. It's probably more like 80. Just kidding. Austin got scanners on 4K recently. Looked really good. Well, I'm very pleased. Yeah, Austin, for those who don't know, has gotten into the 4K game and is enjoying it. Haggerty says, yeah, most of the internet is bots nowadays. Well, right. You know, I've got 800 and something subscribers and my average view count is 20. It's just like, okay, makes a lot of sense. Austin rewatched Scanners 2 and 3 on Blu-ray recently. Yeah, I got the Criterion normal Blu-ray of Scanners, and years ago I did get the Scanners 2 and 3 on Blu-ray as well. Is that a double feature? I want to say that's a double feature, the Scanners 2 and 3 possibly. Haggerty says, what if we multiple realities and they were connected and your YouTube channel was super famous in another reality where it's showing and you have no idea? Yeah, you know, I've often figured that's exactly what's happening. Like my YouTube channel in another reality is the most popular one in the world. That's what I can only assume that's what's happening. Yes. Very, very good thought. And then in another reality, yours is the most popular, Matt. Austin watched Scanner Cop 2 a few nights ago, so he's finally done seeing all the Scanners films. Okay. Pretty sure I saw Scanner Cop back in the day, but I never bothered with Scanner Cop 2. Austin confirmed Scanners 2 and 3 Blu-ray is a double feature. Okay, that's what I thought. Let me put some. What am I doing? What am I doing? Stick it right there. It's getting kind of dark, so I thought. What if I did this? Austin got Arrow's Long Kiss Goodnight 4K. Okay. And finally got the Cell 4K. He finally got a Cell 4K replacement disc. I don't know if you ever told me you sent out for one, but I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, Austin is really 4K'ing it up. That's for darn sure. I'm gonna pop out for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully I'm back. Well, we've got, if I'm to believe the thingy on the thingy here, 3 viewers. Welcome. Thanks for showing up. Having 2 completely separate conversations at one time. Of course, it wouldn't be a live stream without it. Austin says Deep Blue Sea is another 4K he got. Ever seen that film? Yeah, I saw Deep Blue Sea in its first initial run in the theater. I want to say 1999. I was initially disappointed that for a title that's called Deep Blue Sea, I was disappointed that it took place inside the science facility or whatever. It's like the title completely did not represent the movie. It's like it's not Deep Blue Sea. It's Shallow Scientific Ocean Facility. But other than that, I mean, I thought it was okay. That lead chick or whatever was pretty attractive, and I don't think I'd really seen her before or after that. Austin saw Deep Blue Sea first on VHS. Does Haggerty have any ballpark on when the hell he's hitting the road? I guess it depends on when the hell you sell your stuff, I guess. Austin says Stephon Burrows pretty much disappeared. Is that the chick? Saffron Burrows Saffron. I don't even know how to. You know me in pronunciation of names. Austin says feels like an unofficial Jaws 5. You mean Deep Blue Sea? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, she was the lead chick. Haggerty's not sure about his timeline for hitting the road, hopefully soon, but he still need to work on the car he got a bit before he leaves. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could look at Deep Blue Sea being, Jaws 5 or what they may have done if they had made Jaws 5 around that era, late 90s. I have to update it with all this. It'd have to be all tech and science and garbly goop garbage. Austin says Trick or Treat from '86 is another 4K he got, but it was a blind buy. Okay, yeah, I don't think I have ever seen that. Was it a successful blind buy? Let me get close to the fire because it's cold. Oh. I'd say this is I don't know if you can hear me. This is one hell of a fire. Oh. Oh. Okay, good. Austin liked Trick or Treat from '86. Kind of a Freddy Krueger knockoff. Okay. Well, I'm sure as hell glad you liked the blind buy. Nothing worse than getting stuck with something that sucks. Like the tire, man. Austin says, seems like Trick or Treat and Shocker were meant to be the start of new horror franchises that never happened. Yeah, I think you may have, was it you that mentioned that about Shocker? Like Wes Craven all talking, I don't know if he was talking down on Nightmare, but saying like Shocker was going to be a better franchise or something than Nightmare on Elm Street franchise or something. Yeah. I think that's what you'd said before. Austin says he remembers Wes Craven arrogantly claiming that Horace Pinker from Shocker was going to replace Freddy. Uh, nope, you got that right. Horace Pinker. I bet that actor was all excited to be that he thought he was gonna be the new Freddy. Guess I could zoom in a little bit. It's getting on the darker side. Oh, Austin says, can you imagine Horace Pinker costumes being sold at Spirit Halloween every year? Yeah, that'd be great. No, I can't. Horace Pinker. Okay, Austin says some guy with a name I can't pronounce from X-Files played Horace. Well, he played Horace before X-Files existed, correct? So I can only assume he went on to be in X-Files. It's getting cold. It's cold out. Mm. 100 minutes is okay. 120 is 2 hours. Maybe we'll go 2 hours. Right now, we're just gonna approach, or at least on my thing, we're gonna approach 100 minutes. So maybe 20 more minutes, and I'll hang it up because I'm getting cold. It's a bummer that, it takes people so long to get here, but that's just the nature of live videos. Austin says he thinks X-Files was his real bread and butter, not cult horror films. Yeah, very possible. Haggerty asks, "What's the temperature?" I'm gonna have to duck out of this thing to check, and then I'll be right back. I'm assuming the counter just started, so I'm assuming we're back. It is in the low 40s Fahrenheit. It's actually pretty goddamn cold. And I've just got like a long sleeve t-shirt and a crew sweatshirt on. Austin says, Shocker 2 would have been cool though. Yeah, it's possible. Austin says 53 in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and storming. It's 70 Fahrenheit in the wherever Haggerty is, East Coast, Philadelphia area. Jesus. Yeah, getting close to 39 where I am, and I'm outdoors in a long sleeve t-shirt and crew sweatshirt. That's why I have to go over to the fire on occasion. Yeah, hopefully before long it'll be 70 here. Probably take another 4 frickin' weeks. Whatever you do, don't settle in Minnesota, Haggerty, that's for sure. Looks like currently 4 viewers. Welcome all. Storming in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and a pleasant 70 degrees somewhere around Philadelphia, and close to 39 somewhere in Minnesota. So we've got all the bases covered. Austin says the Sean Connery bonds are getting 4K soon. Yeah, and then just when everything's out on 4K, then it's 8K. It's never gonna end. And Haggerty says it's crazy how cold it is where I live year round. I wouldn't say year round. It's actually, doable like June 15th through August 15th. It's quite pleasant. uh, yeah, not the warmest place to be. Austin says he heard 8K isn't going to happen because the disk technology can't support it. Gotta be so nice if they just stop with at 4K and just let that be it. But I mean, you know they won't. It's so frustrating. Austin says, although the Fugitive 4K has an 8K. What do you mean by has an? It was captured in 8K and put on to 4K. Yeah, I think we'll end it at 2 hours. It's like was it 16 more minutes or so? It's getting cold. It sucks to like end when the it's the name of the game. It's how live streams go. It sucks to have to end when conversation is getting really, really amazing is what it is right now. Austin says people barely buy 4K. Austin's not sure if the studios want to mess with another format, but we'll see. I know it's scary. It's scary. I mean, we all know eventually the frickin', the disc format's gonna be frickin' over with, and oh my God, what are we gonna do? Yeah, I can't imagine they'll ever be, or at least anytime soon. Another home video format. Austin says the 8K scan on The Fugitive just downgraded to 4K. That's all it is. Austin says people are still watching DVDs on 4K TVs. Yeah, good for them. I think that's so cool though that they're still making DVDs. It's really strange how, like, if you think about it, there's, you know, side by side 3 disc-based, home video formats. DVD is still hanging on. It's like the 30th. Well, no, next year in 27 to kind of be the 30th anniversary of DVD, but pretty close. DVD's still hanging on, Blu-ray's strong, and 4K, like these, all at the same time. 3 home video formats just all happening at the same time. Austin still watches some DVDs on 4K TV. That's mainly because that's all he has of that particular movie. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I guess Haggerty didn't know. He says, damn, they make DVDs? Wow. Austin says, yep, they still make DVDs. Yeah, you got to have something to sell at Walmart. Austin says not everything is on Blu-ray either. Yeah, that's true. Haggerty says, how cheap is a new DVD? It's probably, I don't really pay attention, but maybe your average new movie is maybe $17 or $18 on DVD. Maybe Austin has the answer for us. I think it's something like that. Austin says Walmart is still stuck in the early 2000s with their home video section. That's true. I gotta go to the fire. Oh. Can you see my breath? Austin says new DVDs are about 15 to 20 for a new release, but the catalog titles are usually $5 to $10. Pretty cheap. Used ones are like $1 to $4. I knew we could count on Austin for that report. Whew. You gotta get the perfect balance of distance from the fire, Austin remembers DVDs being $40 a piece when they first came out. Really? Jesus, I don't remember that. Where the hell were you buying DVDs? I don't remember that at all. It seemed like they were mostly 20. Man, you sure got raked over the coals in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. $40 a piece. I remember them being like 20. Am I remembering incorrectly? Haggerty says, damn, you could buy like 10 or more DVDs for 1 month of internet. Yeah. Austin also remembers when DVDs started creeping into video stores, there was like a very small wall section of them. Oh, yeah, that's true. Austin says, yep, in fact, he saw Mortal Kombat DVD for $70 in 97. What? Do you remember what the hell store that would have been? I don't remember. I mean, I guess I was lucky that wasn't happening with DVDs in Minnesota. Austin says they got down to $20 after the late 90s, but around 97 or 98, they were going for 30 to 40 a piece in retail stores. He remembers the ads for them. Okay, maybe I'm thinking about the late 90s then. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess my thought process is more late 90s, early 2000s for the $20. Okay. Huh. Yeah, that's why being an early adopter makes no sense. Austin says 1999 to 2000 they started going down. Okay. Yeah, I guess maybe you're right. Looks like we got a whopping 4 viewers. Welcome everyone, and thanks for listening to me freeze my ass off. Austin says Blu-rays and 4Ks were the same way. Yeah, expensive when they come out, I suppose, and price slowly goes down. Makes sense to me. Smoke blew in my eyes. Austin says 4Ks were like 40 to 60 bucks for just regular major studio releases in 2016. Jiminy Christmas. Haggerty says, but food and shelter isn't going down. Laugh out loud. You got that right. Austin says that's where they get you in the pocket when you need something. You got it, brother. Oh. Austin says, can't eat a beepin' Blu-ray. Got that right. You probably could, just... It wouldn't taste any beepin' good. Austin says, did you know Running Man is getting a remake this year? Oh, man. No, I didn't. Is it Running Woman? Running Woman? Austin says it's supposed to follow the short novel more. Yeah, that's always the excuse for remaking something. Austin says, no Running Woman, thankfully. Okay, that's surprising. Well, no more adding wood. I have to get to the... start to dwindle down section. I have to start to get towards the end. Austin says, I haven't seen The Monkey yet. What does that have something to do with Running Woman? Like, it's seems random phrase right there. I actually just watched the trailer for that. It actually looks kind of interesting. So I think at some point I'm gonna see The Monkey. Austin did see that Jason Statham movie, A Working Man, a month ago, very un-PC, and felt like an 80s movie. Well, that's fun. Haggerty says these dystopian futuristic movies from past don't even seem that bad compared to how the future played out. Oh man, that's true in some respects, isn't it? Austin says apparently Sylvester Stallone came up with the story. Oh, of Working Man? Okay. Austin says The Monkey is a Stephen King short story. Yeah, but I saw the trailer the other day and it's like, oh wow, that looks like it could potentially be interesting. Has anyone seen the 2025 Wolfman? I'm curious about that. I wanna I wanna know how the moving truck gets in the tree. Don't tell me though. Don't tell me if you've seen it. It's just very strange to me that the moving truck is in a tree. Maybe the kid was driving. Austin saw the monkey trailer. Haven't seen. Okay, haven't seen Wolfman yet. Yeah, I liked I liked that guy's The Invisible Man. I don't can't remember if I ever reviewed it. I probably should, but there's always so much to do and so little time and so little heat. But since I liked that guy's The Invisible Man, I thought, well, maybe I'd like that guy's Wolfman. Austin says the 2010 Wolfman got a Scream Factory 4K recently. Yeah, I think I saw that. I mean, I think I knew that. Austin kind of liked Paul Verhoeven's Hollow Man more. Well, yeah, that's cool in its own right, but I do like the way that that most recent Invisible Man movie was. I thought that was interesting to me. Haggerty asks, how long do I usually take to film a review? I mean, it doesn't usually take much longer than the review is. You know, there can be days where I'm really on my game and I'm really on my game and I don't screw up a lot, but then there's sometimes I'll screw up a lot. So, you know, if I'm lucky, you know, like a 25-minute review will only take 30 or 32 minutes to shoot, you know, and there'll be little screw ups here and there that I got to cut out or whatever. But the thing that kind of scares me, but it's not a real big deal because I like editing, is how long it takes sometimes to cut a review. Like if there's all kinds of, you know, if I do a Laserdisc showcasing or something and there's all kinds of things I have to add to it and whatever. So yeah, but you know, it's so funny because sometimes when I'm doing a review, I'll just have a horrible day and I'll just screw up like no one's business. And after I cut, you know, turn off the camera, I'll think to myself, how am I even gonna make anything that's even understandable out of that? But somehow, amazingly, I do end up being able to. What I should do, and people probably wouldn't mind if I did this, is just like upload one of those completely horrible reviews uncut and just all the raw. I don't know why I haven't done that yet. Like when I have one of those horrible days where I just can't get stuff out, just upload the whole thing just as a look at what can happen. But yeah, I mean, I'd say, you know, for the most part, if a review's 15 minutes long, you know, it probably on a good day, you know, it only takes 20 minutes to film that, you know, or even less if I don't screw up. You know, the more I screw up, the longer it takes, and that stuff isn't seen in the final video. Austin says Hollow Man 2 sucks though, laugh out loud. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Austin asks, ever seen Hell High? Austin just got the Blu-ray for that. Yeah, there's so many high school horror movies that what's the cover? Is that the one with the skeleton? Which one's got the skeleton on it? I can't remember. There's so many high school horror movies. Off the top of my head, I don't know if I've seen Hell High. Oh, Slaughter High has the skeleton. Okay, then yeah, I probably haven't seen Hell High. Haggerty says, was that blooper where you forgot the name, or what was the blooper where you forgot the name of the movie? That was so funny. Yeah, I just left that in. Was that it's the red poster with the chick. I can't think of the title. It's one word, ain't it? Red poster with a God. I know which movie it was for though. Austin, help us out. There was a recent movie. There you go. Haggerty said The Barbarian. Yeah, that's where I left this. The screw up was too funny to even cut out of the review, so I left it in. Yeah, I remember you Haggerty commenting on that back when it was new. That review of The Barbarian. I played that back in the editing software, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to cut this out. Sometimes that happens. Austin says Hell High has the teens riding in the car with silhouette of the crazy teacher with the knife in the shadows as the background. Okay. Austin hasn't seen Barbarian. Yeah, I don't think you're, in my opinion, missing necessarily that much. Austin says some of these new horror films are good, some aren't. Yeah, I'd say probably most aren't. Oh, Austin, I think we were talking about it before you arrived. Have you seen In a Violent Nature yet? I hold In a Violent Nature in pretty high regard. Curious to see what Austin thinks of it. Austin says The Strangers remake sucked. Haggerty asks if I saw Smile 2. I haven't seen Smile 2 yet. It's free on Prime currently, and I want to see it, and I might before it becomes unfree. I'm not sure. Austin has seen scenes of In a Violent Nature. A few of the kills are cool. Austin needs to buy it. Yes, you do. Austin hasn't seen Smile. Oh, okay. Haggerty says Smile 2 is like Smile 1, but amped up. So if I'm understanding correctly, Haggerty likes Smile 2. Okay. Just taken up a notch, turned up a notch. And yes, I realized I said I'm going to end at the 2 hour mark, and it's now the 2 hour, what is it, 10 mark? I figured since I'd probably be sitting here watching the fire die anyway, I might as well do it with all four of you watching it die as well. Freezing my ass off. Austin says Hereditary was okay, but more of a drama supernatural thriller than a horror flick. Yeah, I'd say that as well. Well, I'm glad that Haggerty actually liked a recent movie. That's good. I guess it kind of makes me want to maybe see Smile 2 more. Maybe I'll do it this next week. Holding strong at 4 viewers. Welcome all. Where the hell am I? Haggerty says movies like Smile are messed because some people live lives like that every day in their mind, but sometimes even worse, and it never shuts off. Oh God, that's true. You know, we're lucky that that's not like it. Life is. That's not how it is for us. If I can, I'm assuming that's not how it is for any of us here, but I might, maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe Haggerty's got them voices in his head. Austin says, and the brother's reaction to it all was priceless. What are we talking about? Let me go. Maybe something of Austin's didn't show up because I don't see him. The brother's reaction to what? They might have not let a comment of Austin show up or something. Because the last thing I see that Austin said was Hereditary was okay, but more of a supernatural thriller than a horror flick. And then the next thing Austin says was, and the brother's reaction to it all was priceless. Oh, okay. He's talking about the kid in Hereditary that was decapitated. Okay. I gotta go by the fire. Down to 3 lovely viewers. Oh, mother. Oh. Oh. Let me check the battery level. Down to 2 viewers. Haggerty says, I think the mind can make your life way worse than what they depict in movies like Smile 2. Yeah, you might be right. I mean, especially, well, I don't want to, I'll just say, yes, you're probably right. But I guess I don't really want to say what I was going to say, but I'll simply say that I think, you know, the youth of today really let their mind torture them. I'll tell you that. That's all I'll say. Austin says, looks like Are You Afraid of the Dark TV show out there. Are you talking about where I am in real life? In the video? I've never seen the TV show Are You Afraid of the Dark? Austin concurs. He says kids are really effed up now. Haggerty says, I think depicting what could happen in the mind would probably be too horrifying to put in a horror movie, actually. Yeah, I think we talked about that before. You know, your ultimate horror movie would be something like that or something. Okay, Austin's comparing this video to the TV show Are You Afraid of the Dark? Okay. Oh, it was a Nickelodeon show. Well, I guess Haggerty, if you're passing through if you're passing through Minnesota, I guess shoot me an email or something. We'll see about imagine having both me and you in video in a video in person. That'd be crazy. Haggerty says, do you think the trauma that happens to us when we are younger actually really haunts us more when we are adults? I mean, I guess that's would be a case by case basis. For some people, yes, maybe, and for some people, maybe not so much. I think the stuff that I went through as a kid probably was more detrimental in the years that immediately preceded it. And I think as time goes on, the crap I experienced as a kid, fades away, or I like to think it does. But I mean, that it's probably a completely case by case basis. Haggerty says it fades away, but it changes your life trajectory. The nightmares you're having, the life you lived after, who's to say it wasn't because of all of that? Well, that's true. And that's one way to look at it. Haggerty goes on, people you may have missed out on or pushed away because of the trauma that changes your life course, etc., etc. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, come to think about it, I didn't become a truly horrible student in school until my parents split up. You know, right around the time my parents, separated slash divorced, is when I became, you know, a really. That's why I really became a horrible student. You know, it's just like, okay, so my whole world is falling apart. Why am I going to care about this bullshit schoolwork? Haggerty is watching this girl YouTube videos who is cared or scared, probably. She has schizophrenia. Is that what is it saying now? And she's really creative, and she mentions casually sometimes she was severely bullied as a child. And the more I listen to her, the more you can see a lot of dots that may have linked back or that could have started a lot of it. Okay. Yeah, that's true. I was just thinking, you know, that I wasn't as horrible of a student before my parents split up. So, like, when you're talking about trajectories, I mean, who knows what trajectory I would have gone on to do had my parents not split up. And in true live stream chat fashion, Austin chimes in with, I still need to pick up that Silent Night, Deadly Night 4K. Yes, you do. Just in time for 4th of July. Austin says Arrow needs to put out a Chud 4K. That is way past due. Back when Arrow did the Blu-ray of that, was it 4K or was it, I mean, a 4K scan, or was it a 2K? Did they say? Because if it was 4K, they don't have to redo it again. They just have to put the scan they did back then on 4K disc. And back to the other conversation with Haggerty, because she mentions a lot of her social anxiety stemmed from her being bullied, which led her to spend more time alone in her teens, which then spiraled from there and down and down. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you've given me something to think about. Changed trajectories. Life trajectories. Okay, the Chud Blu-ray looks like it was, Austin says it was a 2K scan back in the day, so they'd have to scan it again in 4K. Haggerty continues, or you could make the argument this was the life trajectory all along, as messed up as it is. Yes, that could also be an argument you could make. Austin says, but the chud, or, or Bud, never, okay, take two. Austin says, Bud the Chud had its moments, but wasn't written as a chud film. Yeah, wasn't that a disaster? I can remember, I think I saw it like in 1989 or something, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Because I'd seen Chud for the first time in like November of '88. It was on TV, and I taped it. So I was like a big fan of Chud, and then I think in sometime in '89 I saw Chud 2, and I'm like, what the fudge? Haggerty says, it's sad watching her channel and her spiraling into insanity, like truly sad. Like, what the F are her parents doing during all of this? Jeez, they're probably doing drugs. Haggerty says, no, the scary thing is her parents are not on drugs. Austin chimes in, parents aren't parents anymore. They're still kids that haven't grown up. Pathetic. And they need to quit trying to be their kid's best friend. That doesn't work. Yeah, that's true. Haggerty says, like they sound like typical, Americans. Probably just tell her to get therapy and all that BS. Austin says, therapy won't do shit. Haggerty says, the best parents are like what you said in a video a long, The best parents are like what you said in a video a long time ago. The best parents are the ones who choose to not have their kids born into this place. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. Sounds like a wise man. Oh. Haggerty's going there tonight. He says best parents are people who choose to not become parents and spare us from this. Yeah, that's one way to put it. Haggerty says to Austin, just pay $200 an hour to talk about your problems and get gas lighted. Yeah, I'm freezing. I think I gotta call it quits soon, and I'm just gonna probably douse this with water or something afterwards. I don't know if Austin's with us or what. Down to one viewer. Oh, my back. Okay, I don't know who's still with me, if it's Haggerty or Austin, but I think I gotta get the hell out of Dodge. I'm freezing and my back is sore and I gotta go to bed. So thanks a million for showing up. Oh, and maybe we'll do it again, maybe we won't. Austin says, truth is, you're going to have to solve your own problems. Some schmuck with a psychology degree isn't going to do it. Yeah, I'm glad we're in agreement when it comes to that. And another thing is they don't even necessarily care, If they cared, let's see them do it for free. Haggerty says, good stream. Well, thank you very much for saying so. And well, it's partly in part to you and everyone who contributed. So I can't take all the credit, even though I'm going to. I'm glad we enjoyed it, but I'm tired and I'm cold and my back hurts. So I think I'm going to say hasta la vista, baby, right now. So thanks for showing up, all. And I guess if Haggerty's, going to be driving through Minnesota way on his trip out west, feel free to send me an email and we'll see if we can set something up, and maybe we will and maybe we won't. Austin says good night. Thank you very much, Austin. Good night to you as well. Good night, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. We'll see you on the flip side.